Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining another edition of our podcast. Today, we wanted to have another conversation around how to optimize and integrate automation into customer experience and customer relationship management. And we're trying to address a challenge that maybe some of the standard CRM solutions don't solve, and is how back office operations for CRM for customer operational work can be optimized by things that are not usually delivered in your standard applications, CRM applications like sales, marketing, and service. Um, and we're seeing that there are some challenges, particularly for marketing teams, that can be solved by different tools, by understanding the nature of their problems. So today with us, we have Naveed Malik, who is the regional director for EMEA for monday.com, and he's going to help us try to understand this a little bit better. Um, we we understand that the nature of marketing teams' challenges comes from optimizing operations in the teams and the collaboration of the teams. I believe you guys did created this white paper on a specific customer case where you were able to prove the ROI of optimizing those operations. Can you walk us a little bit through the case study?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Hideki. Thanks for inviting me to this podcast. Just a brief, quick introduction from a monday.com point of view. So monday.com is a platform. It's a work OS platform, a work operating system platform, which allows for open and seamless collaboration between multiple teams, multiple departments, applications, and really is sort of known and renowned for being highly customizable, very intuitive and easy to work with. It's very prevalent. I'm hoping that most people will have heard of monday.com already. So I think we have somewhere in the region of about 127,000 customers across 190 countries across the globe, and a whole variety of different use cases. You made a really key point there, which is particularly in the marketing side of things, we see a huge uptake from our customers for specific use cases to really hone in on the marketing activity and that process and workflow, and how Monday can be used to optimize that process. So what we did was we took on requisitioned a report through Forrester, a total economic impact report, using one of our customers' marketing specific called Maxi Media, performance marketing agency. And we looked at how that would project over a 3-year period for us to be able to define things like the total economic impact from a marketing use case point of view, but more importantly, what kind of return on investment on using a workflow specific type tool like Monday in a marketing environment would generate. So in order to do that, one of the first things we wanted to do was really to understand the challenges that the company Maxi Media was facing in that marketing workflow, and how we could best approach those issues. So from a challenges point of view, the main issues were there were multiple disparate systems, whether they are spreadsheets, different types of workflow type tools, standalone tools, and project management tools that were being used with large file sizes that were typically unmanaged either via a central system or not hosted in a way that was accessible to multiple stakeholders. Those people who were then interested in those projects or those campaigns that were being run, the key stakeholders who wanted to get an insight, some kind of commercial insight, the progress of those projects, typically found it quite difficult. So visibility on project status and details was very difficult. And then again, using these disparate systems means it's not so easy to efficiently manage and monitor KPIs. So those were the kind of the key areas that Maximedia looked at. How can Monday.com or a platform like Monday.com drive those types of efficiencies operationally into their business?
Yeah, as I was reading the case study, it was quite easy to see where some of the processes internally had no specific solution to drive them or to optimize them. Um, when I was trying to understand the problems that he solved, um, there, I pinpoint three core elements that I think marketing teams struggle with. One is tracking the money. How is marketing budget spent? Where does it go? In what operational and tactical activity? And how it goes into campaigns and what the cost of delivering these campaigns. The second one was collaboration. You know how a lot of companies work around spreadsheets and shared folders, which is a really ineffective way to work. And the third one was the distribution of content and assets, because marketing agencies and marketing teams spend so much time um, creating these very complex content and visual assets, but then it's only used across one campaign as opposed to surfacing the content across the organization and making it more usable. You get more ROI out of that, right? So I thought that was really interesting to see, to read through the case study and to see how they were able to leverage the value of the platform, and what is the outcome of that in terms of what was the company able to achieve as a business outcome?
Yeah, so from at a high level, the management of the overall project team, the staff and the performance of the staff involved in any of those projects was greatly increased. So being able to understand where resources were, how they were being utilized, whether they were being utilized effectively or cost effectively, as you mentioned, following the budget, that was one of the key wins that they saw there. It also allowed them to drive increased innovation through the ability of getting content out much faster. So the ability to be able to have files available and accessible to multiple parties meant that instead of having a turnaround time of, I think it was in the region of around a week, they were able to sort of turn things around within a matter of days. So there is a huge time efficiency that was won there as well. That allowed them to drive increased client and partner satisfaction as well. So where there are, or potentially could be, or would have been any bottlenecks or any challenges that they would face along the project, they were able to identify them and resolve them very quickly and efficiently. The net effect of doing that, we kind of tracked the costs across the overall project. And over a 3-year period, what we did find is all in all an overall total economic impact of around 867K in total, of which 182K was associated with costs, and 626K was around net present value. That gives a complete ROI output of around 345%, which is phenomenal off the back of an investment of just short of 18K over 3 years.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting to see the detail in which the case was created, because uh, a lot of marketing teams will relate to the same problems. Um, and even though there are solutions out there that are designed for project management, very often the team has to adapt to the solution as opposed to the solution adapting to the way the team works and the structure of the organization. And this is one of the reasons why we find monday.com is being quite successful, because of its ability to be personalized for all these different use cases, to be able to create new workflows, new processes without the need of anyone programming, because of the low code style platform, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And then and just in terms of the ability of using a tool as effective as Monday, particularly in this use case, meant, for example, in a marketing environment where Maximedia were launching roughly sort of 45 campaigns per day as a target using virtual assistants, after deploying monday.com, they were able to launch up to 80 to 90 campaigns a day, and that would be without the automations that are available in Monday. So the report itself goes through more detail as to how some of that has been achieved. So I think that could be really useful reading for anyone that takes on the paper.
Yeah, if anyone that is looking at this content would like a copy of the report, I'm happy to send it to you. So just reach out through LinkedIn or on the podcast page. We also have an event coming up for marketing teams, and we're presenting monday.com as one of the core solutions that solves the specific problems for marketing teams. Uh, Stay put to look out for that type of content and the event we're doing in the different territories. I'm afraid that's all the time we have today. Thank you very much, Naveed, for your participation, and looking forward to hearing from you again. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks.